Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Behind the Grind. So, as you guys already know, earlier today, patch 9.0 was released to Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, and while this game did not get any new content with this new update, we did get some new leaked information found by our data miners who, once again, continue to show that they are competent in their field and they are able to find some of those hidden items within each of those updates. So today we have a bunch of new weapons, some new rarities that we want to go over, and just a bunch of stuff that I really wanted to talk about. So we're just going to go ahead and dive straight into this. Before we begin, I want to ask you to please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel to support our crusade to 40k subs. Also, let's take a moment to thank our channel members for supporting the Behind the Grind YouTube channel. Joining will give you access to some cool perks like adding me as a friend and playing some games together. Your help means a lot, and if you're interested in being a channel member, check out the information in the description down below. Thank you. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we're just going to go ahead and pull up the leaked information that was found earlier today, and as you guys can see on screen, we have a brand new weapon rarity called Heroic. On the right hand side of this leaked thing, you guys can see that it says Heroic Heavy Plasma Incinerator, Heroic Combi Bolter, Heroic Bolt Pistol, Heroic Combat Knife, and Heroic Chainsword. Now, it's not 100% confirmed just by leaking this data mined information. However, if I were to assume, this is going to be a rarity that is a tier above our current highest tier that we already have in the game. It wouldn't really make sense to me personally if they were to just add this into the game and make it stand between two of the already existing tiers. That would kind of break the game, as they would need to rebalance all the different rarities and stuff, and it's just a lot easier to just add a tier onto what is already in the game. So assuming that this is going to be the highest tier of weapons, you guys already have it. There it is. It's as plain as day. Heroic is going to be the new weapon rarity, and with that, obviously it's going to bring some new weapon cosmetics for us to unlock, and we're just going to have to see how broken these weapons are going to get. For me personally, this isn't really the biggest thing that I really care about. I didn't ask for a new weapon rarity. Why? Because not only is it only viable in PvE, well, and it just has nothing to do with PvP, it doesn't really add any new content. It just means that your guns are going to be able to be better balanced against some of those higher tier enemies. With this, it's kind of insinuating that we're going to get a new difficulty level again, because as you guys already know, Absolute is totally beatable with the current tier of weapons, and so bringing in just another tier of broken ass weapons is just going to break the game. So in order to counteract that, they're probably just going to add another difficulty tier, which I personally am not looking forward to. However, as we go down to the bottom of this leaked panel, we can see what is confirmed to be the Xenophase blade. Now, the Xenophase blade is a melee weapon that is most commonly used by the Death Watch and is quite literally made out of Necron technology. However, as we look at this thing and we scroll to the far left, you guys can see that we have Power Sword. It says ability Power Sword 05 name. So this is kind of confusing, and it kind of confuses me too as well. If I were to say so, this is probably going to be an extension of the Power Sword. Not that it's necessarily going to be a weapon skin that you simply put on the Power Sword itself, but I think it's going to share the same overall moveset and all of that kind of stuff. But it's just going to bring in some like new perks, like one or two new perks, or it's just going to be a completely new weapon as a whole. But why it says Power Sword, I don't know why. I really hope that at the end of the day, it's not just a cosmetic that you put on your already existing Power Sword, because while it would be cool to run around with a fully fleshed out Xenophase blade, it would be pretty stupid if it was just a reskin of the Power Sword and it shared quite literally everything and they didn't actually change anything regarding the Xenophase blade. So once again, Space Marine 2 is blue balling us with the presence of the Necrons. Not only are we getting a Necron Xenophase blade, but as you guys already know, in the campaign and operations and even in the multiplayer PvP, we see a lot of references to Necrons, whether it be environments, levels that we play in, and all that kind of stuff. And this is a video that I wanted to save for a different day, and I will be making a video on this on another day. However, this really makes me wonder, are we going to get a possible third faction? Will the Necrons be added to Space Marine 2? Or are they really just teasing them for Space Marine 3? Go ahead and let me know in the comments section down below. Do you think it's possible that the Necrons are added to Space Marine 2? Obviously, with other Warhammer 40k games, the game is released and in the months following, they add new factions to the game because, well, that's what Warhammer 40k is. It's a lot of factions that fight against each other, and it would really be beneficial to the game if they were to add the Necrons. However, I do see Saber taking the lazy way out and just adding the Necrons into Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. We talked about the newest leaked weapon rarities. We talked about the newest Xenophase blade that is coming soon to Space Marine 2. We did not find anything regarding the Tech Marine or the Iron Hands within the actual data mined information, so that just goes to confirm that the Iron Hands and the Tech Marine are not coming anytime soon. And if we're following based on Saber Interactive's content model, they like to do things every 2 months. Every major update is 2 months in between. They have a 2-month interval. So we are getting the next major update in the month of September, which means that the next major update following that will be in the month of November. So even if the Iron Hands and the Tech Marine were to come in the month of November in patch 11, that still means it's 3 months away. So yeah, take that as you will, man. The Iron Hands and the Tech Marine are nowhere near their release date as of right now. And it's quite disappointing because at this point we would have found something regarding the Iron Hands or the Tech Marine. However, the data miners have not found anything. Like I mentioned in a previous video, the Black Templars were found before the Iron Hands because the Iron Hands aren't even in the data mining information. And well, don't get me wrong, if they make Black Templars the Tech Marine champion, I'm really gonna throw a shit fit. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, I'd encourage you to join the channel membership for exclusive perks. Thanks. This has been Behind the Grind, talking about the newest additions coming soon to Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!